Struggling with debt? Bills, loans, credit cards? Need a way out? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. Free, impartial advice on all your debt matters.
This is Kuhn Cassius for IFL TV in association with MTK Global at the Matchroom Gym here. Wednesday, is it Wednesday or Thursday? Thursday today. I'm joined by CONOR BENN.
Yeah.
Who's just finished one of many sessions you have in a day.
Yeah, so I had one at 7:30 this morning and just finished the second one of today. So that's me done for the day.
Okay. So you are still awaiting like official fight news. We know the board have officially ordered you and Chris Jenkins to fight purse bids for the 14th
That's it, yeah.
of October. So yeah, this fight is going to happen one way or another.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've known this was going to happen, you know, before lockdown. So I knew I was mandatory. Just had to wait for the board to sanction it. So, you know, and we've waited, bided our time. We've been working and grafting. I've been training the whole of lockdown, as you could see. So, it's time to reap the benefits now.
When I spoke to you before, kind of the same time as when Fight Camp was announced, you know, you did originally say that, you know, you wanted to fight in front of the fans because you kind of, that's your thing, that you like to fight in front of crowds, etc. But watching back on Fight Camp now, how did you look at that? Did you think, well, actually, I could have probably fought on there? No,
it was great.
Yeah.
It was great shows, and I knew it was going to be great. I said before Eddie even done a Fight Camp show, I said if anyone's going to be doing it, you know, Eddie's going to be doing it best. And that's exactly what he done. So, you know, when it didn't come to no surprise to me, but we tried 4 or 5 names. Remember, I knew I was mandatory for the British before Fight Camp anyway.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, there's no point in me fighting these other bods when I can fight for the British and Commonwealth, which I'm mandatory for anyway. So, and then we thought, okay, well, maybe I will fight on a Fight Camp show. We'll pick 5 names out of the names we want. The ones that we can't get from our overseas. We'll pick 5 UK fighters who achieved quite a lot in terms of European, Commonwealth, British, former world title challengers. Those are the sort of names we wanted. And none of them can materialise. So we thought, you know, I'll hold that. It don't bother me. I'm at a stage in my career where I'm only 23. Do you know what I mean? I've got time. I ain't going to rush for nobody. And those people saying, oh, what, you're not going to fight? I'll fight in a telephone box if it's the right fight. I ain't going to take something that could be detrimental to my career. I'll take fights when I want to take fights. I ain't no pressure from nobody. And my dad even said, don't fight, take the British and Commonwealth behind closed doors. Wait for the crowds. I went, nah, Dad, British and Commonwealth, mate. I'll fight them anyway. So Warren show, Matchroom show, it don't really bother me.
So if the purse bids don't go your team's way, then, and you have got to go and fight Chris Jenkins on BT with Frank Warren, there's no issue from your side about having to go and do that. I shouldn't imagine there would be. Why would there?
Of course there ain't. I said fight anyway. It don't really bother me. When you get in the ring, a fight's a fight. Whether it's on a Matchroom show or a Warren show, I believe it won't go the distance. But that's my confidence in my ability. I'm sure Jenkins thinks the same, and he's been a great champion. But it's my time now. I've been working hard 4 or 5 years for this, so I'm built for this. You know, it runs in the blood, so I don't think it'll go to the scorecards. But then again, Jenkins is thinking the same. You've got to be confident. And my confidence has gone through the roof. My latest performances, knocking out 3-time European challenger in 2 rounds. Joseph Zahandrick just fought, former IBF and IBO, Edward Troyanovsky, champion. Went distance with him. I dealt with him easy work. Stephen Jamoye, all those fighters, those are learning fights. And now it's time for me to really show where I'm at in the food chain. And then all these wallies can get it afterwards.
I suppose, listen, from Eddie Hearn's perspective, he wants to keep the fight on Sky and you to fight on their show, which is understandable. And I'm sure Frank, for his fighter, wants the same thing there. So, but at the end of the day, ring's a ring. Wherever you've got to go and do it, you do it.
It's all new experiences for me. So I'm just excited to be given this opportunity. Rightfully earned.
Over the last sort of few weeks, it's kind of died down a little bit now, I suppose, but there was a lot of talk about Florian Marco, back and forth that's gone on between the pair of you. He's had a bit of a relentless assault on social media against you, and you know, what's the crack with that? Is that a fight that could potentially happen or not?
It's like one of them, he sells tickets, do you know what I mean? So it only happened because he he sells tickets, do you know what I mean? It means, you know, a lot of moolah, do you know what I mean? But as far as it goes with progression in my career, that's a massive backward step. He's what, 6-0? Is that right?
Roughly around then.
6-0. He's obviously got a strong following in Albania. You know, massive following. Fair play to him. But we're in England. And the Ben name holds weight here. So, listen, I wish him all the best. The difference between me and all the welterweights in the UK is I wish them all success because it makes for big domestics. You know, if I was to fight Florian, well then, what about all the other 6 fighters who are ahead of him calling me out? Bit of a liberty, innit? Do you know what I mean? Let him fight. I don't know if he'd fight anyone in the top 10 in Britain. You know, I stay in my lane. We're looking for the likes of former world title challengers, Samuel Vargas's, Emmanuel Taylor's. Those are the sort of fights I want. When I win this British, I'll fight anyone domestically, line them up. It don't really bother me. All these fighters claiming I'm scared and all that. It don't really bother me. I've been called out since day one. Day one I've been called out. You know I have. Since my debut.
Yeah, no, that part of it I would definitely agree with. A lot of people.
So they think it's going to bother me now. I have about 5 fighters every single day claim I'm scared of them. Imagine. Silly, innit?
But I mean, look, I know I hear what you're saying about progression-wise in terms of how many fights someone like Florian Marko's had. What does it do for your career? I understand that part of it. But if it was put to you seriously, and it was because we know Hearn loves someone who can kind of fill those spaces that Florian can do, and there's been a little thing going on between you two.
There's not been a little thing going on between. It's been him. It ain't been me. I ain't too busy worrying about what sheep do. Lions don't lose opinions over sheep. Do you know what I mean? You know, as Yard says, lion in the camp. So I ain't really bothered. I'm so focused on my journey and reaching my full potential. What's fighting him gonna do? Apart from he's known in the kickboxing world, maybe he's half good-looking geezer, you know, and he's a god to them. Let that be that. That's all that is. But as far as British boxing or world level boxing, European level boxing, I don't think people know who he is apart from his Instagram followers. That's no disrespect, because at the end of the day, he's got a good following. But as far as progression with my career, I hope he gets to 16-0, 20-0, because then that makes my mouth water. Call that makes my mouth water. You know, my pockets will be heavy after that, I can tell you now. So I want him to do well. The same with all these other fighters. I want him to do well because they make for big British domestics.
Someone you're very close to, obviously I haven't spoke to you since then. Well, I've spoke to you, but not on camera. Dillian Whyte, obviously, he's got his rematch with Alexander Povetkin. We know you're friends with Dillian.
Yeah.
I mean, just going back to that final night at fight camp, what was your assessment of what we saw and what unfolded there? Quite dramatic and quite, you could say shocking, but it is heavyweight boxing, so maybe not that shocking.
Shocking because I didn't see that coming whatsoever. I think Dillian Whyte was basically doing what he wanted to do in it, and he was doing it well. He was winning. He had Povetkin down. So I think he just switched off maybe after having Povetkin down, thinking, yeah, he's going to get him out of there that round. That's something he can work on. That's something he's clocked. Do I see it going the distance this time round? I don't. I think Whyte does him bad. I think Whyte's one of them fighters for me. He's so that's it. He's just what?
Bad motherfucker.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. I can't say it. Got to be brand friendly in that. So, but that's exactly what I'm trying to say. So, you know, and he's that guy. It won't surprise me if we knocked him out early doors.
We also know that your dad's got a good relationship with Dillian as well. What did he say about
Dillian and my dad have been chatting.
Yeah.
My dad just wants what's best for Dillian, and he's do you know what? I really rate Dillian because he takes fights he don't need to take. He's just so goes in there, does what he needs to do, says things how it is, and you know you got to rate that and respect that. And I think everybody does. Everybody in boxing rates and respects Dillian as a fighter. How can you not?
What has your dad been saying to him then? Because I can imagine.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. I can imagine your dad, like, right, do you know what I mean, him being shocked over it as well, because he spent obviously a lot of time as well with Dillian over the last few years.
Dillian's helped me. Dillian's helped me myself. Dillian's got the same mentality as my dad, believe it or not. In that, you know, bad mofo way. They're both exactly the same. Because when I've spoke to Dylan about a few things, and I've spoke to my dad, they come out with this exact same answer. You know, F everybody. Do what you got to do. Do what's best for you. You know, you break your arm, nobody gets paid. And all, like, just that sort of...
That mentality.
Yeah, I'll make my own decisions. And nobody's going to force me into any other decision, any other way. It's my career and I'm going to live it the way I want to live it.
You talk about yourself, you talk about them?
No, that's how they... That's that sort of... Yeah.
Your attitude as well.
No,
yeah.
well, I am cut from the same cloth.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just my dad's... he's helped me massively. Life lessons, boxing. He's just... he's a big role model to me. He's an inspiration. Do you know what I mean? So, some things you got to take with a pinch of salt. Because my dad's very emotionally driven in things, the way he goes about things.
Is it weird, like, having him for, like, a period of time and then suddenly he goes back over to Australia and you don't have that with him and then he's back again? Is that kind of weird?
It gets harder every single time he comes and goes. Do you know what I mean? Because I regret growing up and not listening to him and falling out all the time because I was a young, ignorant teenager. Whereas now he'll come and go and it's like, you realise how much I actually miss him, do you know what I mean? And then it feels like, you know, something's missing every time he goes. Do you know what I mean? So, and then I see my family and that, and it's hard. Because it's... Yeah, it takes me like 2-3 weeks to, like... to be on my own again, do you know what I mean? I know I've got my missus here and etc. But when you know, it's your dad, do you know what I mean? It's your mum, it's your brothers and sisters, my twin sister, my little brother, little sister. So it is hard. Yeah, it's hard. Rather than them not come, because I hate when they go.
Was it you that posted that video of your dad, like, I don't know what he was doing, some WWE move on one of your sisters?
Yes. Oh, mate. Oh, he slammed her right on the floor. Do you know what? I actually thought, should I post
like
this,
Ben
should I not?
Banter,
Oh, yeah, that's jokes. We muck about like that. You can imagine how I got it as a kid. Like, that's my little sister. You know, for a swallow straight on the floor. And he was like that growing up. Like, you know, he just plays so rough all the time. And all my sisters are quite hard, to be honest.
But yeah, I mean, look, we're in a situation now where a lot of fighters are waiting for dates and promoters are waiting for shows and kind of rules to how these shows can take place, etc. So you're kind of in the same boat in that respect as everyone else. Yeah,
but you'll see that this has benefited me, this lockdown. It's been probably the biggest blessing of my career, you know, with the injuries that I've had, because I've used this time to benefit myself and work on basic things. I ain't got to train on an empty stomach, and I'm able to just absorb everything like a sponge. I'm playing catch up with these fighters. Echo Esserman fought Paynard on...
Did you watch that fight?
I didn't watch it because I ain't got BT. But I was seeing what was going on. So...
Because your name was being mentioned during that fight week quite a lot.
I know, I got it. But, you know, even Echo said that he used my name for bragging rights. You know, Echo's now 31, English champion. He needs to push on. Done everything you can do as an amateur. He's got no choice but to... How long has he got left in the game, really? You peak at what, 26, 27? So my dad retired at 32. So, you know, you don't blame him for wanting to really push himself up there. But I'm playing catch up with, you know, no amateur background. Me, this whole lockdown, that's all I'm doing is playing catch up and closing the gap between me and all the other fighters out there with big amateur pedigrees. Do I regret turning pro so early on instead of going amateur? Not really, because I know that my body won't give up on me. The desire won't give up on me later on. You know, I'm fresh and still young in this sport and still learning so much.
If you just got this fight with Chris Jenkins this year, obviously we're in the middle of September now, so realistically, where you are in your career, you probably will only fight once this year now.
It would be nice to get out twice. I hope Eddie, come on, mate. Let's win the purse bid.
Yeah, but if that gets put on in, say, November, let's just say November, the middle of that, right? Yeah. Realistically, right, say you wind up on Dillian Whyte's undercard, possibility.
Would be lovely.
Okay, but if you do, then that's like towards the back end of November. So,
as I said, the mindset I'm going into the fight and going in the fight for it to go to the scorecards. That's why it's irrelevant whether it's on a BT show or a Matchroom show. I can't see it. I mean, I just feel so strong. I feel strong. Are you flexing your pec again? You are. You
No,
are.
it's
You
a
see, I
nervous
said that.
twitch.
Is it? Because as soon as I said I feel strong, you're like, cool, yeah. I feel strong. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I'm getting my man strength. And if I'm knocking people out at 18, 19, last camp, I was banging people out in sparring. I got 18s on over there. I spar in 18s, banging people out in sparring. So as far as man strength going, just becoming, you can't help the growth in this stage of my career. You can't hold it back. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so you're done for training for the day.
Yeah.
Back in again tomorrow.
Yeah, got sparring tomorrow with Jimmy Sains, Martin Ward and John Ryder.
Okay.
Sparred Craig Richards the other day,
Oh, how was that?
just to let you know. Ask him what happened.
Really?
Ask Craig what happened.
All right, I actually will.
What weight is Craig?
Light heavyweight.
Light heavy.
Is he still a light heavyweight? All right, I will do.
Ask
I
him.
was in here the other day. I was in here the other day.
Do you have
I
a couple
did see
black
him.
eyes in it?
No.
Oh, okay. Must have gone down. Love you, Craig.
Just a quick one, a little bit off subject here, but have you seen this stuff with Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather?
That's why I've made a YouTube account, people. Hashtag CBTV. Listen, make sure you tune in to CBTV. Give you guys a proper insight to CB, Team Ben, what life's about, what I do on my day-to-day basis. If you guys want a true insight to who I am as an individual, as a person, tune in to CBTV. Like, subscribe and comment. Got off to a T,
You've done that before. Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather. Is
Yeah.
this just complete madness, or is this? What do you think?
It's silly, do you know what I mean? But then again, I said KSI versus Logan Paul was silly, and look at the money they got in. Do you know what I mean? So when you're talking...
But this is like pound for pound the best fighter of our generation.
Okay, of our generation, but then all the kids supporting Logan. You know what? I had kids come up to me the other day and go, do you want me to listen to this?
Yeah.
This made me laugh all day. Oh my gosh, you recorded with Joe Weller. I swear, and then I looked and I was like, wow, like they went half gassed. I'm thinking, like, really? Really? Like young kids, like about 20 kids come up to my car and was like, you recorded with Joe Weller? And I'm thinking, wow, is that the direction this is heading in? Do you know what I mean? And YouTube's now a thing.
But that's a separate audience, isn't it? I mean, the guys like Joe Weller and Bazinga and all these guys here, that KSI, Logan Paul, they've got their own audiences.
Yeah, but
so
I didn't understand the power of YouTube until
their channels are huge.
Yeah, until I met with Joe Weller and realised, wow,
Yeah.
you know, you are famous in what you do. For 20 kids to come up to me and go, oh my gosh, do you know what I mean? I was off like, okay. Do you know what I mean? So, and then you think, wow, this YouTube game's massive. You can crack it on the head, you're
Well,
laughing.
look, I'll give you an example. KSI Logan Paul, for us, did more numbers than Joshua Ruiz, either fight. Not combined, but either fight as a single fight numbers-wise, did more than that. I would say it done more numbers than Wilder Fury as well. It was just an absolute mad week.
It's silly. So it's silly. Do you know what I mean? People, when you can earn that sort of dough, do what you got to do. Don't worry about anybody else. Do what you got to do. If you're putting food on the table, do what you got to do. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it comes down to. It's not just about being a great fighter. It's about how you're marketed. Do you know what I mean? It's both. You've got to have both to earn that sort of, you know, the readies you want to earn. So you got to, you know, people got to broaden their horizons. It is mad though. I reckon it gets silly numbers for it.
But as a spectacle, and it's an exhibition, supposedly, and Floyd Mayweather hasn't agreed to it yet, so I've read. But as an exhibition, is that something that you'd be even curious to see?
Oh, Logan Paul bang him out.
Okay. That's a great
I'm
headline.
joking, I'm joking.
It's a great headline for the video.
I know you're going to put that.
I wouldn't
You
do
are.
that.
No, I know you are.
If you had been so quick to take it back, I might have said, okay. If you
Yeah, but
just
maybe I'm not.
straight-faced it.
Maybe I'm not joking. Maybe I think Logan Paul will beat him. What if he does? I mean, what if he does? What if it's one shot that lands?
It's boxing.
I
Anything
mean,
can happen.
Mayweather's had how many fights? 50 in it. 50 fights. All he needs is one shot of Logan
50
Paul.
fights and countless amateur fights as well.
But it don't matter because all Logan's got to do is land one on him. Just one. You know, and then it's like, it's good
Careful,
night.
because this is creeping towards a headline now.
I know, but you think I'm joking?
Okay, fair enough. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
So yeah, I just think you know, Wallop right hand over the top. You see that shoulder roll that Mayweather's got? You know, he leaves it. He don't bring it up too much. You know, so what'll happen is Wallop straight over the head. Do you know what I mean?
I'd say same sort of outcome if Little Man fought you.
Do you know what? Not being funny. He's a strong little man, you know.
Yeah, I know. I can see it.
He's the sort of geezer that you kick, and he just slide backwards like that. Like he's just so like lower gravity, like boom, kick him, whoosh, slide back and start walking straight back at you. Like he's like, don't know, he's like compact, isn't he?
He's been to gym, isn't he? He's done.
Yeah.
He's stopped now. I know he's doing obviously a lot of filming for his own social media, but yeah, it's been great watching him jump from gym to gym.
Yeah, he's yeah, it'd be funny watching the fight though. See, now that's another thing. I want they're charging what for the pay-per-view for that fight?
I don't know.
Don't know, £14, 99,
I'll probably buy it.
something like that. Well, so will loads of people.
Loads of people, yeah.
So it's one of them things now where, you know, I'd fight a YouTuber. I'd fight KSI.
Would
Not
you
even
really?
joking. Yeah, 100%, mate. Stick me in there with KSI.
Now this is a headline.
Stick me in there with KSI.
Now this is a headline.
Stick me in there with you know, what other YouTubers are there?
What is Logan Paul, Jake Paul?
Nah, Jake Paul don't want it. You know, Logan
You said
Paul.
that like it's been mentioned before.
Yeah, Jake Paul don't want it. Who else is there? No, none of these want it. You can't talk to me about these wallies. They don't want it.
KSI though,
I like KSI.
Yeah, I like KSI.
He's a
But
cool guy.
You would entertain a fight with KSI.
100%.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Of course I would. I like KSI.
But what would that do, a win over KSI, what would that do for your career? We're just talking about fights to progress
Ka-ching,
your
ka-ching, ka-ching.
That'll progress your bank account.
That'll progress my
basically.
bank account. That's all that does for me. So, and
And
that's
some social numbers as well.
yeah, but that's sweet.
Do you know what? After Mayweather McGregor, anything
Can
is
happen.
possible. That's the truth.
That's where it started.
If
all
that
this.
can happen, anything can happen.
That's where it all started. All this from the McGregor mate. If that can, yeah, anything can happen, and that's exactly what's gone on here. So as far as it goes, you got about 3 big headliners there. Which one are you going to choose?
I can't go with the Logan Paul beats Mayweather.
All right.
I can't go because I don't actually believe that you think that.
Why?
Because I don't. Okay. I'm not saying, listen, anything's possible obviously in the world, and fair play to Logan Paul because he is actually alright, Logan Paul. But I don't believe that you think that. But I do believe that you would, if KSI fight materialised, you would have it.
100%. Let's get it on. 100%.
Alright.
I've seen KSI move before. You know, he's you know.
I want him to fight again because I've got to worry about my own bank balance, don't I? So if he fought,
So if he fights, what we'll do is, if me and him fight KSI,
yeah,
do ultimate media coverage, and we can work out a little something.
yeah, just sell the rights to IFL.
Yeah, we'll do that.
The
I'll have
Ben
that.
rights.
I'll have the discussion with KSI, and what we'll do is we'll make sure we talk with Eddie first. Forget the British and Commonwealth. KSI, you're on my radar, right? And then me and you can sort out a little deal after, yeah.
Not a problem.
Sorted.
Not a problem for that deal. Not a problem. We'll talk numbers. All right, listen, Connor. I know you want to get off, so appreciate your time as always. Hopefully, we get. Well, we'll have to wait till the 14th first.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely going to happen. As I said, I knew about this from time ago. Do you know what I mean? I've been mandatory for age. Now they put the British Border Control have sanctioned it. It's go time. It's green light. But I knew this from ages ago. I've worked hard for 4 years preparing for this. Do you know what I mean? So ain't no game to me. People are talking, like Liam Taylor saying, "Oh, I ain't heard this shot." Well, look at it. I didn't even know who he was. And then I looked at his record, and it was like he's only fought 2 good bods on there. One of them we drew. And he's what, 28, 29? Talk to me when you knocked out 3-time European challenger. Talk to me when you can knock out people in good fashion like me. Talk to me then. Do you know what I mean? Because as far as I'm concerned, nobody knows who you are. All these people calling me out. Now I've got on my nerves sometimes, you know. But I've just got to not bite. I can't say nothing. I can't.
Part of the game.
Yeah, not biting, because now people will were you got about 10 fighters calling me out on the British scene. But I saw an article that someone sent to me saying, "Oh, I don't deserve this shot." What? So BoxRec's rankings are lying. They go off points, don't they? Who you've beat, and they add all the points up. As this geezer had 23 fights or 25 fights and was ranked number 15 after just fighting last week or whenever it was. But I ain't earned my right. Come on, mate.
But be honest, if you didn't have people calling you out, you'd be doing something wrong. Yes, cool.
Do you reckon?
If no one was mentioning your name, it half means that you're not relevant. Do you know what I mean? That suggests that you're not relevant if people aren't calling your name. So if different fighters are using, calling you out or using your name or whatever way you want to put it, because every fighter uses everyone's name to some sort of degree when it's in their weight. Everyone does it, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you do it, I'm just saying there's a lot of people that do it, should we say. But if they're not calling you out, do you not think that's more of a worry?
Do you know what? I'm just a big drawer, I think. I think when I fight, people are, entertained by my style. I think people who don't know boxing, people who do know boxing, the younger generation, the older generation know who I am. The Ben legacy continues. Who would have thought I'd be fighting? So I think there's still excitement in my vulnerability when I get in the ring. But when people think, oh, he's going to go, I don't go. I don't fold. And I don't talk it. I've proven it time and time again. If you want to stick it on me, I'll stick it on straight back on you when I get in the ring. It's just the mindset. It's just the way I am. It's the way I'm wired. That Quaver come out, try roughing me up and all that. First round, yeah, he called me some good shots. Second round, what? Bomb, stomp my jab. Stayed the centre of the ring, come on in. And then banged him out. That's that. I don't fold in there. I don't go, he's got me good here. Oh, come on in. Do you know what I mean? You really fancy it, I fancy it too. So let's have it then. Do you know what I mean? So when people want to go, oh, he's cocky and all that. No, but I worked this hard to not be confident in my ability. I worked this hard. So as I said, when I win this British and Commonwealth title, all these people can get it. It don't really bother me.
Do people still talk to you about Josh Kelly?
No. More than anybody other fighter, believe it or not. You'd think that I'd hear a lot about Florian on road. Nobody comes up to me. Not once has anybody ever come up to me. Oh wait, actually, where was I the other day? I was at a video game studio and the guy's gone, oh yeah, Sam Jones said there's this fighter calling you out. Like, Sam Jones. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's doing the right thing here. But he's thought, yeah, do you know what? Let's call out the top weights in England. Let's do that. That'd be good for publicity for you. And that's what's gone on here. Because they know it's not realistic for me to take. He knows, it don't make no sense for me. Do you know what I mean? So, and that's that. But you'd think people would come to me on road and talk about him because of his big following, but no one has. It surprised me. But I still get Kelly a little bit. Not as much as I used to. But I still get Kelly a little bit. But Kelly's got, I don't know what...
That fight was really, if things had gone, I suppose, without COVID, that could have happened at some point this year.
Well, we still got to take care of Avanesian, isn't he?
Yeah. Which I haven't heard anything from.
Which is weird because the fight could materialise. The fight could happen in fight camp. Okay, it could. And then I could fight for the British and Commonwealth. And it'd be on the top of my list. I'd give Kelly the shot. I'd give him the shot at the British and Commonwealth. Obviously, not overlooking. But I just know that, the British and Commonwealth sound I'm coming home with. Do you know what I mean? I've worked so hard for this. And do you know what? If all these fighters had what I had, none of them would be training as hard as me. If they had what I had, that's true, that's proper hunger. If all these fighters had what I had and the life I live, none of them would be getting up doing the runs like me, training as hard as me. But this ain't no level of success to me. When you've got Nigel Benn as your dad, this ain't no level of success to me. So, I'm so driven and motivated. I won't settle for the materialistic things.
Okay. Conor, listen, appreciate your time as always. Thank you very much for talking to IFL TV, and we'll have another catch up when you get some fight news.
Cool. Sounds good.
Anything else you want to quickly add?
Again, thank you all for the support. It means a lot to me. #CBTV though.
Can't plug your YouTube channel on my one, mate.
Of course I can.
Of course
I
you
thought,
can.
well, listen,
Oh,
if
you
this
put that
KSI,
out
no,
too?
because I remember that. Because if this KSI fight happens,
Mate,
you ain't getting
that
no
was
nothing.
just
No,
my
no,
banter.
no,
I'm actually going to put the link to your channel in the interview.
No,
How about
you're
that?
not.
Yeah, I am, mate.
Cool on Coogan. That's big, mate. Respect.
No problem. All right, thank you very much, Conor Ben.
Struggling with debt? Bills, loans, credit cards? Need a way out? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. Free, impartial advice on all your debt matters.